7,000-year-old road found under the Mediterranean Sea in Croatia.
Here's a summary of the article.
Archaeologists discovered a nearly 7,000-year-old road under the sea off the coast of the Croatian island of Korčula, the University of Zadar announced earlier this month. Carefully stacked stone slabs formed a 4-meter-wide road that connected Korčula to an artificially created peninsula made by the Neolithic Hvar culture in about 4900 BC. The peninsula gradually sunk into the sea over time, but its relatively sheltered location meant much of the settlement was well preserved. Ancient artifacts were found along the road as well. Underwater settlements found on the Croatian island. Last year, archaeologists found fragments of ceramic vessels and flint and bone tools at the submerged Hvar settlement. Domagoj Perkic, deputy head of research at the Dubrovnik Museums, noted in an article by the museum last year that the layer of soil holding signs of civilization is over a meter thick, indicating long-term and intensive use of the site. Archaeologists found another submerged Neolithic settlement on the other side of the island of Korčula in Gradina Bay, with artifacts such as flint blades, stone axes and fragments of millstones found at the site.
This post received a score of 9,700, with an upvote ratio of 98%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The road was found on a peninsula artificially created by the Neolithic Hvar culture in about 4900 BC. Archaeologists discovered a nearly 7,000-year-old road under the sea off the coast of the Croatian island of Korčula, the University of Zadar announced earlier this month. Ancient artifacts were found along the road as well. Underwater settlements found on the Croatian island last year. Archaeologists found fragments of ceramic vessels and flint and bone tools at the submerged Hvar settlement. Archaeologists found another submerged Neolithic settlement on the other side of the island of Korčula in Gradina Bay, with artifacts such as flint blades, stone axes and fragments of millstones found at the site.
Personally, I'd say the fact that they built this peninsula somehow for some reason more interesting than the road.
Looking at the island of Korčula and how close its smaller surrounding islands are, and without knowing exactly where this site is, I'd guess it was built to defend shipping routes by diverting traffic through a smaller channel and give them more visibility of the surrounding seas.
TBH for 7,000 years ago in Croatia. All those things would be highly cool discoveries and pose many questions about how civilized the local population were at the time. I was personally surprised by the 4-meter road. Roads are a lot of work to build and their use mostly comes from how developed a culture is. Trade, travel, etc.
It's clearly a sign of downsliding in human civilization that no one has the time anymore to go carefully stacking rocks in the sea to get to their peninsula that they made.
Just living in the moment. Not a phone in sight. Carefully stacking rocks in the sea.
Carefully stacking rocks in the sea sounds like the title of a pop psychology book about the importance of mindfulness meditation.
Or a pretty good post-rock album?
A lot of people say it's good. I find it to be shallow and pedantic.
It insists upon itself.
I don't even know where this line is from anymore, but I never don't love it.
Source.
I imagine walking down the road in a hurry with a couple of kids and you drop something that isn't found for 7,000 years.
I lost my wedding ring in my backyard throwing a frisbee. I used a metal detector for hours and hours. I'll be very surprised if it's found ever, let alone as soon as only 7,000 years from now.
Well, there's your problem. You weren't using a metal detector.
Aw fuck, nice comment. I'll leave the typo.
This is pretty coincidental timing, as I just learned this week about Alexander the Great's siege of Tyre, an island, in which he built a land bridge between the two in order to take the city. To this day, Tyre is still a peninsula, having altered the flow of water and forming a larger landmass over his land bridge. Somewhere underneath all of it, you would find his original bridge, they say.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.